the temple in Jerusalem was the designated place for Jewish worship and the performance of sacrifices. It housed the Ark of the Covenant. It was central to the Levitical priesthood duties. And when the Romans destroyed the temple, the physical structure necessary for these sacrifices was eliminated. 70 AD therefore marked the end of the Levitical priestly system of animal sacrifices and burnt offerings, effectively halting the sacrificial system outlined in the Old Testament. The temple was so utterly destroyed in 70 AD that even its remains could not be rebuilt. And the Lord caused the red heifer to become so uncommon in Israel after 70 AD that a red heifer, a spotless red heifer, could not be found. And today, the Temple Institute in Israel had to bring in red heifers from the US because they could not find spotless red heifers in Israel. That's a prophetic sign in itself. Let's discuss how the biblical promises revolve entirely around the blood sacrifice. No amount of charity, good deeds, or prayer can replace the need for a blood sacrifice in any era, because every covenant with God was sealed with blood, and the sins of the people were atoned only by blood. Exodus 24:8 states, "And Moses took the blood, sprinkled it on the people, and said, 'This is the blood of the covenant which the Lord has made with you according to all these words.'" And then in the New Testament, Jesus, the Lamb of God, was the final and only sacrifice that would satisfy the Lord. Matthew 26:7-8 states, "Then he took the cup and gave thanks and gave it to them, saying, 'Drink from it, all of you, for this is my blood of the new covenant, which is shed for many for the remission of sins.'" Let's step back for a moment and travel to ancient biblical times. The brazen altar was located in the courtyard of the temple in the Old Testament, and it was upon this altar that the unceasing ritual sacrifice of animals would take place. You would see a daily glow over the brazen altar, with its crackling fire devouring the sacrifices, leaving fumes and the smell of burning meat. It was a spectacle for the senses, and it would be witnessed by the people every single day. The blood sacrifices in the Old Testament were extremely physical in nature. Priests were designated to kill animals daily, leaving the temple courtyard awash with pools of spilled blood. This vivid display of life and death and the bold smells and sounds that came with it provided a fantastical spectacle. This occurred morning and evening in the lives of the Israelites, a daily ritual that sealed an important spiritual truth upon them. This was not just ritual or tradition, it was the law of God in visual display. The sacrifices of the brazen altar instilled a deep understanding that there is no atonement for sin without a blood sacrifice. Leviticus 17:11 states, "For the life of the flesh is in the blood, and I have given it to you upon the altar to make atonement for your souls. For it is the blood that makes atonement for the soul." Today, the New Testament reminds us that there is no other means to enter into covenant with God except by the blood of Christ. Ultimately, God would send his Son, the Messiah, as the fulfillment of prophecy.